family is always commenting at Thanksgiving. My name is Coach Cherie, and what I do is I help women who are just like you to end people pleasing, start setting boundaries so you can get your time, energy, and money back. And girl, I say so you can get your income up. And today on Power Q&A, I have a powerful question that answers the question that everybody wants to know. What do you do when family is intrusive on Thanksgiving? So here's what one of the readers said today. She said, "Dear Coach Cherie, how do I keep my peace when my aunt always comments on my weight?" Here we go. My aunt comments on my weight, kids, and marriage. She does it, get this, guys, every single year. Sometimes she tries to be funny, but it's hurtful. Oh, girl, I can already feel the pain. Somebody's talking about your weight. Somebody's talking about your kids. Somebody's talking about your spouse. This is not going to work. I freeze and laugh it off. Then I feel terrible later. Did y'all just feel that? I felt that. I feel terrible later. Here's the big question. What do I say in the moment without causing a scene? My friend, my sister, my girl, we all are with you. Nobody wants to feel small on Thanksgiving. So number one, here's the first thing I noticed here is that you asked right here, how do I keep my peace? Truth, facts. Let me give it to you straight. You can't keep your peace when you are living by a lie. And here is the lie. The lie is that your aunt is doing this, but truth is that you are allowing her to do this. Because for whatever reason, the dynamic with you and your aunt is that she is able to engage in what I call bad behavior. Number two, you said that she is commenting on your weight, your kids, and your marriage. So I'm just going to ask you something. What is the dynamic that's going on in the family where people are just able to freely comment on things that don't concern them? So if you're watching this and you're with me in this, I like to tell people that when it comes to the state of your life, you are not required to answer anybody else's questions or when it comes to their curiosity about your life. Your life is not there to be a part of their show. They are not a critic. They are family. So first, we've got to understand that number one, you can't keep your peace when she is engaging in bad behavior. Number two, it's not that your aunt is doing this, it's that you are allowing this. So there's some kind of family dynamic going on where people can just freely say whatever they think. And we all love our aunties, but auntie needs to stop with this behavior. And then here's what you said. You said you're laughing it off and you feel terrible. You are laughing. You're putting on a mask because you truly know that you feel terrible. And here is why you feel terrible. Because you have neglected yourself and you have dealt with a lack of self-respect. Let me say it again. The reason why you feel like this is because you are dealing with bad behavior. You are laughing and putting on a mask, and you are neglecting yourself, therefore disrespecting yourself. Because when we disrespect ourselves, we are telling ourselves that we deserve this. So this is something that you need to dig in with yourself. When it comes to boundaries, I notice that a lot of women try to do the external work. They want to set the boundary. They want to say, don't do this. Don't treat me this way. I'm not going to tolerate this. But let me help you, my sister, my girl, my friend, my queen. Boundaries are less about you telling people what they're going to do. Your boundaries are about what you're going to do. You setting this boundary is what separates your aunt from you. You are not there to allow your aunt to comment on the state of your life. Your kids are your own. Your weight is your own. Your marriage is your own. Your work is your own, and you are own. And you do not owe someone to give you their opinion about what you should do with your own life. So I got a few tips for you. So number one, you ask, what do I say in the moment without causing a scene? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Number one, if you are the kind of person who freezes when somebody says something to you, and if you don't know what freeze is, what she's talking about is the different responses that we have. Some people have a fight response. They're going to go at the aunt. Some people have a flight response. They're going to run from the aunt. Some people have a freeze response. And when you freeze, that means your brain stops and shuts down because of the overload of information. So if I were you, I would not wait for the moment because you're going to freeze. You're going to go blank. You're not going to know what to do. I would do something before the moment. Now, why am I telling you to do something before the moment? Because before the moment, you are going to have what is called an integrated self. You're going to be a lot more calm. You're going to be in your power. You're going to feel your body. You're going to know your words. You're not going to be in reaction mode. You are going to be in statement mode. So let me explain what statement mode is. Statement mode is when you let your aunt know what your embodied truth is. So how can you let her know? So the first thing I said, don't do it in the moment. Okay, you want to do it before the moment. So what you can do before the moment is you can simply have a conversation with Auntie. And you can tell Auntie just what you said here. It's hurtful. Auntie, what you said, I know you love me. And what you are saying about my life is hurtful. And then I just wrote down here that you need to let Auntie know the truth. That your weight is your own, your kids are your own, your marriage is your own, and your life is your own. Your life is not up for discussion, and it certainly is not up for a vote. So we need to let Auntie know, Auntie, I love you. Secondly, this is hurtful. Thirdly, my life is my own, and I would appreciate it if you treated my life as if it was your own. So my request is to you is to not comment on my life because my life concerns me and your life concerns you. You're giving a request to her. So when we do that, one of the things that you said here is you don't want to cause a scene. So doing it before the moment, it reduces the chances of it causing a scene. Now, I know you might be saying, well, Auntie might get mad. Auntie's going to get her feelings hurt. Auntie's going to get defensive. When you set boundaries, sometimes people, they want to set boundaries guilt-free and they want to set boundaries pain-free. But what I know about you just by reading this is that you're probably conflict avoidant, which means you are not just concerned about what happens in the moment, you are concerned about what happens after the moment. So if I was coaching you, I would tell you, you need to be able to manage her response after the moment. So let me just review what I said. Number one, my power tip is, if you freeze, you want to make sure that you don't wait for the moment because your brain is going to be reacting and you're going to have a reaction that you're probably not proud of. Number two is that you need to have a conversation with Auntie before the moment so that you are calm and that you are within yourself. Thirdly, you need to understand that Auntie may not obey your request. Or let me not say obey your request. Your Auntie, she might not honor your request. So if she doesn't honor your request, you're going to have to make a decision. And the decision is, it's not what she's going to do. Boundaries is about what you're going to do. So if Auntie decides that she's going to make comments and say, oh, look at your weight, or look at why is, little Tyrone or little Sally or little Marcus doing this, you just have to make a decision about what you're going to do. Are you going to stay at Thanksgiving? Are you going to go to another room? Are you going to make a decision to say, Auntie, I told you in our private conversation that's not acceptable to me? So you just need to understand that auntie might not honor you because for years you have trained her to dishonor you. So sometimes we give somebody a boundary and we want them to get it at that moment. But usually there's a reaction from this other person because you're asking them to change the dance. And nobody likes it when we change the music when you've learned to dance a certain way. So let me just review with you what I talked to you about when it comes to setting boundaries at Thanksgiving. Number one, when it comes to Thanksgiving, ladies, if you're dealing with family members who are rude and they make disparaging remarks, you are not going to be able to keep their peace when you are tolerating their bad behavior. Number two, when people are disrespecting you, I want you to remember this. It's not so much that they're disrespecting you, it's that you are allowing them to disrespect you. I love what Kwame Christian says. Stop waiting for people to respect you and give yourself all the respect that you need. I love that. You have to stop waiting for people to respect you and you have to give yourself the respect that you need. And when you respect yourself, you love yourself. And when you love yourself, you will lead yourself. And when you lead yourself, you advocate for yourself. And when you advocate for yourself, you will set your boundaries in the right way instead of setting no boundaries and living in the wrong way. And then number three, when you don't set boundaries, it's just like my sister, my queen said here, you feel terrible because you have lost your dignity and you have lost your self-respect. So what do you do if you're the kind of person that freezes in the moment? Let me just repeat back what I said. Number one, do not wait for that moment. I would address it before the moment. Now, if you don't have a chance to address it before the moment, you probably want to have a script about what you need to say. Number two, you need to understand that you are better equipped to have a conversation with her before, because instead of you being in reaction mode, you're in statement mode. Remember, boundaries are not about what this person's going to do. Boundaries are about what you're going to do. And then number three, you just need to know that when it comes to family, when we tell people, hey, this is our boundary, I'm making a request. A boundary and a request are two different items. But when you say, hey, this is my boundary that I will no longer tolerate you making statements about my work, my weight, my kids, my spouse, that there may be a backlash. You don't want to cause a scene, but because people have been trained this way, there might be a scene. Because people are now being asked to operate in a different way. And many times they don't like it. So listen, this is how you can set boundaries at Thanksgiving. I want to see you make sure that you respect yourself. So listen, I've loved you. I've enjoyed my time on Power Q&A with you. I want you to take action because remember, all of this information is no good until you do some application. Join my free community where I have an entire mini workshop to help you begin to set better boundaries. And guess what? I will see you next time. See you soon.